Muslims have been the number one victims of racial discrimination in the past year.
I remember we did a rally in George Mason University a number of months ago. And a young Muslim woman, she was raising her hand. She just wanted to ask this question, so I brought her up. And that's what she said, that in America today, and she was, in America today, she was frightened. This is not what our country should be about. People should not be frightened because they are Muslims, because they are dark complexioned, because they are Mexicans. And what Trump has done is really, really awful. So what do? For a start, we understand that unlike Trump, what America's strength has been, and it's an extraordinary strength, is bringing our people together.
When I was about 10 years old, I was in a choir, a boys' choir, and the choir is full of white kids, so they never really mixed with other cultures that much, and I think some of the kids were a little bit ignorant of the fact that there's like a lot of other cultures out there and people are a little different than how they are. And one of the kids thought it was funny to make a joke about Muslim people, and he knew that I was Muslim. He was talking about 9/11, and he made a comment. He's like, "Oh, Muslims are stupid. Da 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 da. They think that flying planes into buildings is cool and stuff like that." And I pushed him. I was gonna fight him, but I didn't fight him because I knew it wasn't worth it. But I got really frustrated, and that was the first time I was really exposed to any type of heated argument over that kind of thing. And I was only about 10 or 11 years old, so I was really young, and he was older than me. And fortunately, I haven't had to deal with it too much, but I have had to deal with racism a lot. It's you can see it all over Facebook, on any social media. You can see that there's a lot of tension now with people talking about, they're generalizing Muslims, and especially even Donald Trump. His comments on the topic are not helping it at all. Well, the interesting thing about the culture of Islam is that it can be anything. Like if you're, for example, if you're a Hmong, you can be a Hmong who's a Muslim, as long as your culture doesn't go against what Islam teaches. Then you can have your own culture. There's Muslims all over the world. There's Muslims in Africa. There's Muslims in Asia. There's Muslims in South America, North America, Europe, all over the place. So the culture of Islam, it doesn't really, it's not really like, you have to follow this and this and this and this. You have to eat this food. There's no really strict following for that. But you have to have the core beliefs and follow the teachings of it to go along with your culture. No, but I've seen women who wear the hijab, Muslim women who wear hijab. I've seen them get randomly checked,
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. It's never happened to me. You know, most people think I'm Hispanic because I look Hispanic. You know, I've never really had to deal with that. But yeah, me personally, I haven't had to deal with it too much, but I've seen a lot of it. Like almost every time I go to the airport, I see it happen. Where there's a random check, and it's always the girl with the hijab on or anything like that. To say that, generally speaking, how especially how the media presents Islam, that's the major issue. In reality, most people, they treat Muslims just like anyone else. You know, most people, they treat them just like regular people. It's the media that instigates all the issues that we see. The media always presents Muslims as like criminals or outlandish or savages, or they're backwards. They're not normal people. They're the ones that cause all the issues. They're the ones that present us in a bad way, in a negative way to the public. Realistically speaking, there's not much we can do to keep the media from doing that, but there's a way that we can present ourselves in a positive way. Like I see on social media all the time, Muslims are always inviting people to the mosque. They're always, giving charity, helping out poor people, being very active in the community. I mean, that's the only way you can really present yourself with a positive image. It doesn't really help to go try to stop the media because the media has so much power. We can only do so much as people from the United States. You can't really control that. But you can control what you do, and that's, I think, a lot of people are starting to do now. They're starting to realize that, hey, we can't really stop the media from doing this, so let's just do our part and present ourselves in a good way.